Boys, girls, ladies, gents, ladies again. I feel like I don't call them out enough. All right, account update, boys. It's been a minute. This KVK has been a lot. Real quick, you guys have not been here in a minute. We did in fact make 1 billion KP extra this KVK. We did in fact hit 2.1 bill or 2.1 mil 5 deaths. We did that, boys. We did that this KVK. So all the people who said, you know, you're in a Sea Kingdom, 1.1 bill KP, that ain't nothing out there. Well, you know what? I came back to an imp, I ran it back, okay? We hit another bill. This is where we're at right now. Vast majority of them was T5 kills. Oh, you guys cannot see that. Vast majority of this was T5 kills. And yeah, we are that guy. We did it, boys. We came back and we showed them what we were made of. You know, a lot of people said, a lot of the haters out there, boys, talking about how we couldn't do this in imp, blah, blah, blah. F2P will explode. On contact, it'll be like touching the sun, your wax wings, Icarus. All right, bro. We did it. We went back. We ran it back. We're a 3.5 bill player now. F2P, you already know what's up. Just to let y'all know, the question that y'all all had on your minds, did he make it? He made it. Okay? If you guys like this kind of content, please drop a like, a follow, consider commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that good stuff. If you guys are interested in sending anything, we actually just opened a PO box. I would highly suggest you guys check that out. We're going to be making like unboxing videos and stuff, and the PO box address is going to be in the description below. Without further ado, boys, let's start going through the account. Let's start talking about the stuff that I was talking about last time. So last time, I don't think we ended up doing it until after the account update, but I ended up expertising Zhu Liang. One of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to go for QB William, but I decided I didn't have the sculptures for it. So on hand right now, I have about 351 sculptures. So at the start of this KVK, I put about 310 sculptures, give or take a few, into Zhu Liang, and I now have 351. So if I waited until the end of this KVK, I probably could have expertise QB, and then before fighting in the next KVK, I could probably get a 5.551 William. I decided, instead of doing that, I wanted a stronger Zhu Liang now, because I figured there's going to be a lot of fighting. Lo and behold, I was beyond correct. I'm very, very happy I did that. In terms of my marches, I think, so I had Boudica Zhu Liang, I had Guan Scipio, and I had Nevsky Joan. Boudica Zhu Liang was by far my worst performing march, and it was not close. It was not a close thing at all. This march was getting manhandled, assaulted on the field. It was not good. On the flip side of that, Guan Scip did awesome. It's been a while because last KVK I had Guan Alex and I had Scipio YSG. So it was very interesting to put those marches, to put that march back together into the Guan Scip that I had maybe like KVK 4. It was excellent. This march traded so well. Nobody ever targets him. He has pretty good gear. He's pretty speedy. The auxiliary skills are awesome. Another thing is the reason why I didn't run 4 marches, the reason why I didn't have Alex or YSG is because I use them both as auxiliary skills for New Orleans. And Nevsky Joan, easily my best performing march. It's not close. You know, no one should even consider it to be close. Another thing on top of that, I crafted a horn recently. I'm just chaining right now, so I don't have it on. So I crafted a horn. I think I crafted a ringless KVK, and I may have crafted another legendary piece. But point is we are currently 0 for 16. When it comes to crafting legendary pieces or critting legendary pieces on craft. All of these are refines, and so we just have not crit any of them. It's very sad. But in terms of commanders right now, we are saving up probably for the new infantry commander coming out. It might be really strong with smite. I have enough blueprints to get a infantry set helm and an infantry set weapon, and then I'm close to enough blueprints for a cavalry set boots. So depending on how good the new commander is, I could consider going for Liu Che, which I think is the move, or I could just go for the QB William, which is a lot of people's top performing marches. I want to say there is no wrong answer probably, but I'm going to wait and see, let other people test it, and then I'll decide what I want to do. Over here, we're going to find our Crystal Research Center. We're going to see what we got. In terms of when KL opened, I'm going to be honest, guys, I didn't have anything. I might have to change up the way I do tech. I'm not entirely sure because I'm still in a position in the game where I want more crystal tokens more than I want more fighting capacity. I probably missed out on a decent amount of KP just because I didn't have like a lot of troop capacity tech. I probably could have gotten more. I probably could have gotten more with like decent improved morale. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to think kind of hard about how I approach crystal tech. I think my crystal tech concept video is still pretty good, just because I still need a ring. I still need the materials. I still need horns. I still need all of these things. However, once I get all of these ring and horn blueprints that I need, once I get all of the things from the crystal shop that I need, I'm probably going to have to reconsider how I approach the crystal shop. This crystal, or this KVK, as in most KVKs, I think I'm gonna end up with like 500,000, maybe a little more crystals. So I kind of know already what I'm getting. This time I think I'm getting the material choice chests. Probably gonna get Horn of Fury. Probably gonna get a ring, and then I might get all the transmutation stones. I think for 30,000, the transmutation stones might actually not be bad. I have to think about it a little bit, but my armaments aren't weak. They're just not super good, and not super good kind of translates to being weak. So I mean, like, I mean, it's like 20% stats, which is good. I'd like better. I can do better. Over here are going to be the auxiliary skills we had for this KVK. So I think some of my favorite auxiliary skills to have were Alex, Osman, and then my fourth hero is YSG. Obviously, I'm chaining now, so I took him off the auxiliary. This March was crazy. Okay, Alex's second skill with YSG, so Alex and YSG with the tap and the skill damage increase is awesome. That is one of the best synergies ever and is what makes Alex YSG such a disgusting KVK2 March. However, when it comes to auxiliary skills, you can just take the best one out of Alex that doesn't need infantry, and then you can take the best one out of YSG that doesn't need archers. You can stick them both on Nevsky Joan. Nevsky Joan is already a diabolical March. You're sticking skill damage and some kind of like tap hit. That's awesome. That means short trades are way, way better for Nevsky, especially with all the skill damage this man has Kraken on him. Another thing that I think is slept on is Osman. Dude, Osman is awesome. 3 active skills. So Nevsky Joan is going to get 1 Nevsky ability and 2 Joan abilities. So that means for every rotation, I'm going to get an extra 1200 damage factor. Then that's going to go through the 50% skill damage increase from YSG. Then it's going to go through the entire skill tree. And it's also going to go through potentially Ring of Doom, right? There's so many rotations on that Sword of Osman is probably going off a ton of times. Is this the best? Maybe, maybe not, but this is my homebrew. And I thought it did really well for me. I liked it. For Boudica, I found Boudica getting attacked more than most other commanders. So I put some March speed on her from the El Cid. I thought that was a pretty good choice. There are better auxiliaries, probably. Again, I homebrew these. These are my own inventions. I put Julius Caesar's second ability on her. If you have anybody on the open field that is going to get swarmed, it's going to be either Zuliang Nebu, or it's going to be like Boudica YSG, or Boudica Artemisia, or something like that. This skill is super tanky. This skill probably saved me so many 7 woundeds because, I mean, Boudica, man, Boudica got beaten up so many times this KVK, it's hard to put a number on it. But with the amount she was getting beaten up, I can't imagine having her without this skill. This skill's awesome. It's really, 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 really good. If you're putting it on a March that you know that's going to get swarmed, you may have a little less damage, but you have a lot more survivability, right? It lets your other Marches get out of there. You only lose 1 instead of 3 or 5. I put Scipio's 4th on here. I put Sun Tzu's 4th on here. I know people really like Sun Tzu's 3rd on infantry, but I ended up swapping it just for Yulji here. I mean, the damage reduction was fine. The thing is like, Guan is never, ever getting targeted. Like, ever. So the damage reduction is good, and it's good against the AoEs, but I'd rather have him as extra damage on my Boudica ZL. Is that the best move? Maybe not, right? But that's what I thought was good, right? So Oblique Tactics are awesome, super overpowered. I love this ability so much. Mehmed's second ability is awesome. You can't really go wrong with 20% attack and skill damage. And Yulji's just Certified Hood Classic. 30% stats, cool. Those are my auxiliaries. I didn't really think too hard about them, but I mean, you know, they're pretty strong. They did me well. If you guys are wondering for my Bard Marches, these are the type of auxiliaries I had on them. I probably have to swap some of the auxiliaries off my main Marches. I don't know what I'm going to do that. But you know, no, chaining, my chaining Marches have auxiliary skills on them as well. So yeah, those are all of our current moves. I'm going to go through my Rock Yearbook. I'm sure some of you guys are curious about that. And then we're going to talk about our plans for the future. In terms of our Rock Yearbook, I'm going to skip through it real quick. If you really care about it, I know you're going to pause it. So we did pretty well this year. There's a couple things that are not necessarily wrong, but like, I believe this is taking from the start of your Rock Year to the finish of your Rock Year. So by this point, I was already France. It's not that I started with France. Over here, obviously, I did not play for 3,300 hours. I play on PC, and so I leave my client on sometimes, but 3,300 hours, I'm pretty sure that's like 130 days. So it has to be like over 1/3 of every waking moment was on Rise of Kingdoms, which I wish I had that kind of dedication, I guess. But if you guys see like crazy times on here and you play PC, that's probably why. Over here, if you guys look at the power record improvement, this is actually from, I got 3.1 million T5 deads, I think last KVK. And that many deads, the Hall of Heroes for that comes back at about 1.55 mil, which is where you see this. So my personal record power improvement was not from like a Zenith of Power or anything like that. It was just from a really, really good Hall of Heroes return. Over here, we got our barbs. We killed 85,000 barbs. Remember, we're not spawn chaining anymore, really. So, I mean, this is like 85,000 KVK barbs. Kind of disgusting. Kind of really strong, if I'm being honest. I didn't expect to see that many barbs. I'm sure some people have more, but for me, I thought that was really impressive. This really impressed me as well. 1.2 million gems. I don't gather that many gems anymore. I'm in fact much more inactive than I used to be. I don't know where I got most of these gems. I mean, like, yeah, I actually truly don't know. I expected to see it like under a mil at most. I don't remember exactly what my last year's looked like, but I think this is higher, so this is kind of interesting. Yeah, 390 mil resources on my main because I gather gems, kind of funny. But I mean, obviously I put like 5.5 bill into like training troops and stuff for my farms. Pretty funny. AP, the founder, I missed 2,500. You know, I hope all my boys in there are doing well. This is the last year that it's going to say anything about a pollen. Said that last year, obviously, as well. Except I think it said, it was maybe like OD. I can't remember what our name was back then. But yeah, man, I missed 2,500. Over here, you know, saving minutes of their time, saving minutes of my time. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to 12-inch Slave 5. Over here, we recruited 8.7 mil soldiers into my tents. Kind of crazy, actually. That is a really high amount of troops that I trained. Like a really high amount of troops. Again, like turbo whales and krakens are going to train more than this, but I mean, this is matching some higher spenders with like some pretty good deaths. So I'm pretty satisfied with this amount of deaths, and I look forward to running it back next KVK. Over here, 173 million enemies under my boots. I want to say I fed T1 one KVK, and I think that was KVK 2, and I never did it again. So that would mean that this is 173 mil T5 and T4, I'm fairly certain, which is crazy. That's really nice. I like, as an F2P, like this is my like second year we're starting. So this is really solid. I'm very happy with this. Yeah, not second year, but like this is the second anniversary I've seen. Over here, nothing too crazy. I actually missed 2 final exams, which kind of pissed me off a lot. One of the final exams that I fumbled on, I almost got like 76,000 gems or something, but I missed the first question on an accident and I failed on like 19, which bummed me out a little bit, but it happens. Anyway, so that was my yearbook. I hope you guys are happy with that. And then we are going to go through our future plans for the account. So right now, what are we thinking? So if you guys ever watched a coaching session, you guys know that I generally do like a lot of long-term planning. For my account, there's not a lot of complexity going through, right? There is Liu Che. This man is coming out. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his stuff right. I might be calling him LC from now on. LC has been born. He's LC now. LC could be extremely strong. He looks like he's going to be pretty strong, right? I don't know if he's going to be strong as a Gorgo LC pairing. I don't know if it's going to be strong as maybe a Guan with some undetermined secondary. It could be Guan Scipio. It could be LC Sargon, because Sargon's auto attacks are going to proc his thing, because LC is obviously going to have 2 auto attacks per, and then, you know, Sargon is going to want, you know, normal attacks to apply more. That could be how it goes down. It could not be how it goes down. You know, like Sargon could see the meta again coming off of his active ability with LC. That could be like one of the most sleeper OP things that we've seen maybe in the entire game's history, if I'm being very frank, but we don't know. So right now, this is not something that I'm thinking about. I have some of the gear pieces for it if I want it, but I'm saving my sculptures to see what whales do. So I could be running something like Sargon LC. I could be running something like Gorgo LC. I could be running something like Scipio LC. However, I could also be running, again, right, not a wrong answer, something like QB with William secondary, right? And that's really good. As I see my marches progressing, I'm probably going to end up with a lineup that's looking something like Guan Scipio, Boudica ZL, QB William, and something like Gorgo LC, or maybe Sargon LC or LC Sargon, something like that. LC might be retarded a little bit, so I might do Sargon LC. But I think these could be excellent marches. I think these can be really strong. I think it would really iron out a 5 march. So those are my plans for the future right now. If I'm building stuff, I'm looking to build gear-wise. I want 2 more rings. I'm going to get my 4th ring this KVK. I'll get my 5th ring the next KVK, and then I'll be done for the, you know, the future. There's not a huge reason for me to have more than 5 rings, just because I'm not usually getting more than 5 marches, right? March number 6 is probably not in the cards for me for a while, until Rise of Kingdoms changes the crystal system to make sure that, I mean, it's easier for me to get 6 marches. So I'm planning for 5. I'd like to have 2 Inf, 1 Arch, 2 Cav. I'm going to have 5 rings. I'm going to get a Moria's Web. I'm going to get 2 other Horns of Furies to make a 3 horn, 1 web, 1 dagger, 3 ring. I might end up going 2 Horns of Fury, and then I might have a Wind Scars. It just depends on how much I value infantry movement speed, but I'm leaning more on getting another Horn of Fury. We'll have to see exactly how it goes, especially in my head, but it seems pretty clear that I'd probably rather have a bunch more rage than a few extra march speed, especially since infantry is basically never getting targeted. Give me one sec. My editor is probably having a field day trying to figure out how I become progressively more sick. I don't even know as I've recorded this video, but I went from being like probably feeling like an 8 healthy wise to feeling like a 4. I don't even know what happened, but maybe it's just looking at Rise of Kingdoms too much. Anyway, in terms of our next pieces of gear pieces that I am considering, I think Navarre's control is really good. I think that getting a cavalry set boots is really good, as I talked about earlier. I think the archer set weapon might be something I consider as well. I'm not opposed to getting Ash of the Dawn. And then I think maybe like an infantry set helm would be kind of cool. Yeah, all of these pieces are up in the air right now. I could also get like the infantry wep as well. There are no wrong answers, right? All of these things are things that I'm looking for in terms of picking up juicy BP for my next marches, but nothing's really set in stone. I'm just going to wait for the next infantry to come out, and then I'm going to decide where I'm going to go. First, I'm going to invest in the commanders, and then the gear will follow. And then as other commanders pop out of the lineup, I'll pop them out, but the gear will stay the same. Also, I want to be a little skeptical. I want to be a little skeptical of crafting just because the new equipment system is going to be coming out. It's called like Iconic Refining. It'll be like Iconic Refining 1 through 4, something like that. I don't exactly know what that's going to entail, so crafting accessories is probably fine, probably not going to doom you. Crafting main pieces, I would be a little skeptical about. Another thing is I should get a refine for Pride of the Con, so I should get 30 materials back, which sounds awesome. And then I'll put those materials towards probably a 4th rank. With that being said, guys, I think that is it for the video. If I forgot anything, you guys can yell about it to me in the comments. But I appreciate you guys showing up, and I hope you guys like the progress. I think this KVK was like one of my best ever. I think that it has it's been a long time since I felt quite so good about my position in the game. It's been a long time since I felt so much like love and respect from the community. You guys are awesome, and I hope I made you guys proud, right? When you guys say that you are a 12-inch viewer, no longer will people call me a farmer. No longer will people say, oh, you know, that guy doesn't do X or that guy doesn't do Y, right? We did it, guys. You know, every time that I coach you guys, or every time I tell you guys to do something, or I say this is the way and this is why it's the way, we did it. Right? We came to Season of Conquest and we made this thing happen. We got 1 billion kill points. I think we spent somewhere between 14 billion and 16 billion resources. We had just migrated here. Our kingdom definitely helped us with a lot of that. Shout out to them. But I mean, we also managed 5 to 9 farms. Like, we also did a lot of that ourselves, regardless of just having migrated, because, you know, we're active and we're out here. You know, so we can do these kills, we can do these deads. We can make this stuff happen. And, you know, that's what this channel is about being free to play and, you know, making that thing function. You know, splitting some wigs on the field. That is us. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys understand that this really means a lot to me, and I'd appreciate you guys, you know, all your support. And I want you guys to have an awesome day. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you guys want to send anything to the PO box, again, it's in the description below. I will be unboxing basically anything on stream. I think it'll be a really cool thing. And if you guys want to help support the stream, you guys can always donate to the Streamlabs link in the description below. If you guys are looking to contact me on or offline, the best way to go is the Discord in the description below. $35 a session for on-stream coaching, $75 for off-stream coaching. If you guys are interested in that, just make a ticket over there and it'll be all Gucci. If you guys want to help support the stream financially, please consider donating to the Streamlabs link in the description below. With that being said, guys, I'm getting out of here. Have yourselves a great one. Love you all. Bye.